Once, in the heart of Pennsylvania, there was a town. A small, humble place that time, with all its wiles and whims, time had mercifully forgotten. It was a place where hope was a shared belonging, where children had futures, parents had security, and everyone knew each other's names. The main street ran through the heart of the town like a life-giving river, connecting the antique shops, brick houses, and quiet diners together like tranquil streams. The bells of the church rang with a solemn peace that filled the hearts of those who heard. The bakery opened at 5 a.m. sharp, and the postman waved hello to the shopkeeper at noon every day, like clockwork. I myself have been happy here in my 32 years of life. I grew up here and was content to die here when my time had come. This place felt like home to me. The very ivy that caressed the red brick walls of the houses in my neighborhood had latched themselves onto my soul and rooted my being here. My father, like his father and his before, was the proud owner of the town's little bookshop, half bookstore, half antique store, smelling of cedar and dust and stories yet unread. It was his pride and joy, and when he passed, it was mine too. Ironic that the place that gave me the most joy, felt the most like home, would be the birthplace of the destruction of all I loved. I can tell you exactly when it started. On a drizzly afternoon, I took my place behind the counter of my beloved shop, like I had so many days before. It stood out to me like a spotlight, obscene in its presence, as if the world itself was forcing my eyes to see it. That awful book, bound in the skin of a serpent. I knew every page of every book in that store, every crease and every fold. Not one had entered or exited these walls without my knowledge. And yet, I didn't know this one. In my curiosity, I made my fatal error. And like Adam, my blunder, born from an innocent curiosity, would damn the souls of many. The first act was no more than strange. Beautiful, but strange in a way that sickened me to my core, like watching an explosion. I was seeing something I was never meant to. And I knew it. Yet, I yearned to read on. I flipped the small plastic sign that hung on the door, closed. I had never done that before, and I didn't know why I was doing it now, but I needed to. I spent the rest of that day tearing over the second act. It was unlike the first, unlike anything I had ever read before. I trembled with fear and blood left my face. I was cold, feverish, but I didn't stop until it was done. When I finished, I returned that beautiful abomination to its place on the shelf and went home, where I fell into a deep sleep. That night, under a crescent moon, the wind blew wrong. It carried no scent of pine or chimney smoke. The lively breath of the nature that surrounded the town tonight was a sickly gasp. It bestowed its pestilence to us all. My dream lasted a mere moment and an eternity. I saw the lakes of clouds, ever encroaching on the ruins of that great and terrible city, and the sibling suns that it swallowed whole. I witnessed the towers that hid behind the moons and the black stars that voided out the sky. Worst and greatest of all, I saw his ivory visage. And in that moment, I knew, one day, I would never leave this place. But I never could have imagined how. I was filled with an awesome dread, a sick amazement. How could something be so horrible and so wonderful at once? When I woke, the feeling hadn't left me. It was more than I could bear, leaving me bedridden for 3 days. When again I could will myself back to life, back into the world outside, it wasn't the same as I had left it. I observed the town around me. The faces I knew were all there. The smiles of my friends and neighbors, all exactly as I remembered them. Only, they weren't. They were pale like porcelain, and gaunt like the grave. The books of the children that ran by were stamped with his sallow crest. The necklaces worn by women bore it on pendants, golden and gleaming. The men muttered to me as I passed, low, reverent words, awful, beautiful syllables I yet recognized. It didn't take long for us to be taken. Once his word had spread throughout the town, it was too late. The bearer of that pallid facade owns this place now, and all those in it. I don't know how long it's been. Time has stretched like the shadows of the towers that now shroud us. The town I knew is with him now, as are we. People don't act as they once did. There are no more friendly greetings or smiling faces. In their place has fallen the same sickness. Lunacy and death have become our life. His mad sickness has come over us like a plague, incurable and all-consuming. The main street, once the life of our small, quaint town, now points to the spires reverently. Many of the brick walls have taken a new shade of red, repainted by the blood of their residents. The church did not come with us. It's the last thing that gives me any hope or joy. The thought that those beautiful bells are still ringing in that place so far away from here. It is a place where madness is a shared belonging. Those left tremble at his presence, some in fear, others in joyful obedience. Their faces are an uncanny imitation of his visor, ghost-like in their complexion. Once, in the heart of Pennsylvania, there was a town, but that place is gone now. As for me, he has a purpose. It's why you're hearing this now. He's allowed me to send this back, a final message to my home from me, and an invitation from him. Or perhaps, rather, a warning. I don't think he asks. The yellow sign is a binding seal. If you've listened this far, I'm sure I will one day meet you, and together, we'll wander the ruins of the great city for eternity, sprayed by the icy wind of the cloudy lake beneath the black stars that drink the sky. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. A quick shout out to my patrons, Old Penguin, Rinku Star, Melissa Perez, Icy Narrates, Seven Cities Journalist, Cupcake Hips, Eric Cifuentes, Alonso, Austin My Love, Ellie Hutmeyer, Jesse Hartley, Lawrence Wallen, Mr. Sankofa, and William Hartley. I always try to link a different charity in the description, so go ahead and check that out. I'm also going to start having more things on my Patreon soon, so keep your eyes peeled. And as always, I'd love to know how I can be praying for you, so go ahead and drop a comment and let me know how I can do that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video.